Hi guys, Cliffire Dragon here. So I have a little Five Nights at Freddy's discussion. And what I'm going to be discussing is game over screens. Oops. Oh, that cuts off. Oh well. Game over screens. Okay, so this has made me interested in a really long time, so let me just pull up the thing. The thing right here. Okay, we all know what this image is. Jump the first game. And I have the brightened image right here. So we know in the first game you play, they talk about, oh, you're going to be stuffed in a suit, they might stuff you in a suit and blah blah blah. And if you get a game over, this is the image you'll see. Of course it's like this, but when you brighten it, you can see that the eyes are, falling out. It looks like there's some teeth there. Because, the phone guy said that the only parts of you that would probably see the light of day would be, your eyes and teeth. So we can assume when there's a game over, because the animatronics jump at you, that you are, in fact, stuffed in a suit, hence the eyeballs hanging out all droopy. And then, in the second game, a similar occurrence, but of course the second game is a prequel. The second game, the animatronics, they all jump at you. They all have that jumping animation at you, except for Golden Freddy, which is just floating head. And also the mangle comes in. But anyway, still all jumping. Here is that image. As the reason why it's like this is because, you play with the mask on. You put the mask on to, distract or, not distract, trick the animatronics. So when you get a game over, they supposedly do stuff you in a suit, and you get this first-person perspective of Withered Freddy, assuming that you were stuffed in a suit and put into the parts and service area. It all makes sense that you're stuffed in a suit. That's what happens to you when you lose the game, similar to the first one that you're stuffed in a suit and you die because the animatronics jumped at you. But here's what it gets confusing. Third game. That's all you get is game over. Only animatronic that can get you in the game is Springtrap, yeah? Only one, because all the others are hallucinations. Because none other gets you a game over. They only make you hallucinate. When Springtrap comes at you, he comes forward and, makes that sound and, comes at you in some form of attack, or what it looks like. And then there's the first one that comes by the door, and then there's the one that's in front of you. There's two different attacks he has, if you know what I mean. And in both of them, he comes at you kind of head first. What happens after that? He's just like, hey, bro, bye. And then he just leaves? What happens? This is where I get a little confused. In the past two games, animatronics, if you lose the game, you get stuffed in a suit. But what happens in this game? What does Springtrap do? Does he just, like I said, just come at you and then just leave? But then time restarts itself magically or something? I honestly can't figure this one out. I meant, what does he do? I meant, does he just kill you and there's just nothing to show? It's too graphic to show? It's just game over? I mean, honestly, that's the thing. That's why I'm talking about this. What happens to the in the third game? What happens to you when Springtrap comes and gets you? What happens to you? Do you get stuffed into some suit? Does Springtrap, chop you up or kill you or I don't know, eat you? That's just a random suggestion. What happens? And even more interesting, the fourth game. The fourth game is all, nightmares in the head. Also, kind of like the hallucinations part. But the fourth game I don't have an image for because there is no actual game over screen. The fourth game, as you know, when an animatronic comes at you, that fades to this weird kind of reddish, spotty kind of thing. And then it just goes back to the title. There's no actual thing that says game over on it. So it makes me wonder even more, of course, that one makes sense. There is no game over screen since you are just having nightmares and you can't, well, technically you could die from a nightmare if it was so horrible you had a heart attack and died, but that's not the point. Fourth game, there are no real animatronics coming to kill you when you're looking every hallway, so there is no game over screen for when they attack you because it's all just in your head. But the third game, that's what I want to know. Honestly, I want to know why Scott did not put an image there. that's the one thing I always liked. I always like the creepy images, like I said, let me go back. I like that one because, that just looks so cool, just in my opinion, like you're dead, you're stuffed in the suit, and that's the thing you see, the withered Freddy. And then, this one. That was like the really cool, the first one we all saw was that one. It creeps out a lot of people, but I found it really cool. But yeah, that's what I want to discuss. If you guys have any suggestions about what happens to, the guy in the third game, I forget if his name right now, it's blanking me. Honestly, I can't remember. It's late at night, I can't think. But if you have any ideas what could have happened after Springtrap comes and attacks you, tell me. I'd like to know. If you want me to discuss anything else, I'll go ahead and try and do it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss. That's really all I wanted to discuss. Thank you for enjoying, or hopefully, listening to me ramble on about this. Hope you enjoyed. I'll maybe make another Five Nights at Freddy's discussion video. Until then, bye!